where you ask the questions, I answer them live right here on Facebook. We've got another pre-submitted question here from Facebook group wanting to know inside service Autopilot, do you use the estimate signature line, and is that going to be a good option, or should they go to something like DocuSign? Well, I'm going to pop the screen open here in a second and show you how to use it, but I highly recommend the document signature because it captures the IP address as well. I'm going to dive into all of that here in a second. But in my lawn care company in New York State with pesticide laws, that electronic signature with IP address was enough to be compliant with New York State pesticide laws, and as well as in the collection process, going to court if we needed to go out and collect uncollected invoices. And thirdly, in the snow and ice removal, it was also a home run or slam dunk, as you may call it, for any slip and fall liability and hold harmless agreement. So I highly recommend using that settings for the electronic signature. But there's a few things you need to know before you do it to do it right. And I'm going to dive in and show you how to set up your estimate signature line and a few other things in your service Autopilot estimates from the pre-submitted question. Once again, I do recommend using that, and that's something we've used in both of my companies. So without any further delay, we're going to go into service Autopilot. Now, as we go into SA, everything that traditionally needs to be updated is under this gear icon up in the upper right-hand corner. So we're going to go in there and pop that open. So this is what we're going to do. And I'm going to give you some of the SimpleGrowth best practices when we've set up well over 100 deep dives, knee-to-knee, 23 hours with clients, or several hundred SA setups where we set up about 25 services, build pricing matrix, documents, grids, and bring it all together. So this is our best practice that we recommend if you're doing it yourself. We're going to go under the gear icon, estimate settings, and we're going to dial into that. Now, what we're going to do is go in, and some of the things in Service Autopilot don't necessarily appear unless you click on them. So if you're going into your system here, this is probably what it looks like. Print package items. I'm going to recommend that we go in and click on that and go to package item total only. I'm going to rec that our estimate items are marked to unchecked, not the default checked, because we want someone to physically check and acknowledge they're buying and accepting the terms of the service. You may have a separate service that I click here to agree to the hold harmless clause in the contract. So just like DocuSign, where they have to initial, you can have additional boxes of services that they have to click and actually accept outside of the signature in printing their name. In addition, we're going to go in and probably not require an estimate, reason, won, or lost. That was also a question in the Service Autopilot group as well. The Mafia group wanted to know how to get rid of that. So that's how you get rid of that. I'm going to allow the signature capture on View My Proposal. So that is the checkbox. We want to check for that electronic signature. Otherwise, it doesn't come up. And I'm also going to recommend for best practice, show subtotal on View My Proposal. I'm going to recommend we do not show that at the bottom, because that's going to be sticker shock. We want to go in and sell the services and then upsell additional services. We don't want to hit them with a large bill up front. And then we're going to hit save changes. The thing to remember in Service Autopilot, it's a snapshot in time. So if I set this up before I create my job estimate template and pull those settings in, that is not going to reflect. So we need to do this first, just like we need to build custom fields when we build our services. And then we are going to take care of that. So that is the process that we're looking at. We go to gear icon, estimate settings. We are going to set up our package items. We are going to make the default estimates unchecked, set our installments if that's applicable. And we're going to go in and disable require estimate reasons, won or lost, allow signature capture, and deselect show subtotal on View My Proposal. Those are the main settings that we're looking at when we do the estimate, signature, and estimate settings. Once again, do this first before you create those job estimate templates, because this will only take effect once you build new stuff after this. So that's another big issue we see at the SimpleGrowth Help Desk, especially when people are typing in between 9 a.m. and 10 p.m. with our live chat help. So next thing is we're going to go in and actually take a look and see what this looks like. So I'm going to go in and add a lead real quickly and show you what this looks like stem to stern with those settings. So we're going to go in and add our buddy tester in here. And we're going to get test address in here. And you can notice this is automatically going from service address to billing address. It's going to come in and double check the state and city. And we're going to put that email of the customer in here so we can email out that estimate with the electronic signature. And we're going to put that phone number in the cell phone field. So we can do two-way texting manually or automated. And then we're going into details. We're selecting the account type, residential or commercial, and sales. I want to know how they heard about us. This one here is going to be from my 9-around direct mailing, not door-to-door hangers. Once I hit save, that's going to load it up. We're going to build out a quick estimate and demo the actual estimate signature line of why I recommend using it. We are going to go in here, and I'm going to do a quick property measurement here and do a lawn mowing estimate for this tester account. So we're going to go in, measure this out, and then we're going to drive through the electronic signature process. So we're going to do a quick measurement here at tester's house of the turf area real quickly. Not perfect, but just so you can get the idea of the workflow and how that electronic signature is going to come out in the estimate workflow. Once again, we built a price matrices behind this based on turf square footage. We could base this on number of minutes or hours you think it's going to take to calculate an automated price as well. But the idea is we want to document it based on time or production rate. We're going to hit save here. That's going to come in, and I'm going to go in and grab my custom field with my emojis and hit save. So we've got about 8,600 turf square footage. And now we're going to drive the estimate with the electronic signature, make sure the settings that we've built display on the estimate appropriately, and show you what the printable PDF and the IP address actually looks like from your company's standpoint inside Service Autopilot. So we're going to go in, we're going to grab a pre-built template. We're not adding individual services. We want to build in a template for maintenance, landscape, holiday lights, snow removal, if it's home cleaning, residential or commercial. So we're going to go in and grab that. I'm going to recommend that we make it a leads or clients template so we have a different marketing conversation based on the lead or client. So fictitious here, we've got a $30 cut, 0.4 man hours, and a cost of $14.76 before profit. And I'm going out to the 14534 zip code. So I'm going to put that number in there, and it's calculated approximately 0.16 man hours and $8.09 drive time that we're charging the client included in that $30 cut. So the total cost is $38.09 per cut, on-site, and drive time. Consumer's only going to see the $38.09. Draft a quote, scroll down, hit save, and we are going to email this bad boy out real quickly here so I can show you what the electronic signature actually looks like. So we're going to go in and hit email, a pre-templated email that's linked to the estimate document for the signature, and a estimate email is already connected. So here's our document. We've got some information, clickable buttons to call and text the office, and something we call a lead letter, the 5 or 6 main reasons why we're different before they get to the price to provide a higher perceived value. So they're buying on value, not price shopping, and some customer testimonials. So we're going to go in and hit send, and that is going to go into my email inbox shortly. And I'm going to pull that up off my other screen here in a second. Any comments or questions, drop them below, but I want to tie in a little bit of the workflow with the electronic signature question, because I think it is extremely important that we have the electronic signature, and it's really not a extra step or a barrier to close the sale, but is protecting you as the contractor to actually have that electronic signature. And if anything ever comes into question, especially if it's slip and fall or chemical applications, you got yourself covered. So here is the estimate template, the email we just previewed. I'm going to click view my proposal, and now I'm potentially your new client. This is just a roughed out estimate. We can really dial this up here, or you can as well. But we've got the estimate. Step 1, select your services. Step 2, accept and sign. So once again, that checkbox is deselected, so you have to physically click on that. I don't recommend the estimate description here being this long, but as a proof of concept, a lot of people want to know if they can add that in there. That $38.09 is included on-site and drive time, and there is a video that actually plays live inside the estimate to show the people what they're getting, what they're not getting, and overcome any sales or price objections. So this is your automated live 24/7 salesperson. And we've gone through, we've got our invoice details, we've got our general contract terms, and we've got some more videos talking about what we do and what we don't do, top 9 services. And then in addition, in New York State, we actually connected some clickable buttons with links for MSD labels that were required by state. So once again, we were compliant in the estimate document to New York State pesticide laws. Final part is when we scroll down, we're going to click to sign the estimate. They can sign electronically. So this is what we've set by allowing my signature capture, and then they're going in and printing it. So they're going to signature, print, and select the services up here that they want. Now, if there's multiple services, they only select one or two, those are the services that they're signing to, and those are the ones that are going to show up on the printable PDF. So we're going into accept my proposal, and that's going to become a live document. Now, what's going to happen here is I'm going to get an automated email as the client, basically saying that I've accepted it. So, hey, Mike, thanks for accepting the proposal. We're reaching out to schedule it soon. You're going to get a notification inside Service Autopilot up on the little bell icon amongst some other alerts. And once I refresh this, we've got the estimate here already marked as 1. So we click into this estimate now. This is where the electronic signature really comes into play. Signature information, time and date, stamped IP address right here. Huge. Print that out, bring that to court. In addition, under attachments, when I click on that, go to your estimate PDF. And the actual estimate that they just signed electronically is here with just the lawn mowing service, all the terms, and the electronic signature. In my opinion, that's a home run. Absolutely recommending the electronic signature. It avoids the cost of a DocuSign, and it has all the capabilities in this legally enforced in court through pesticide laws in New York, and amongst a few other things as far as slip and fall liabilities, at least we've experienced in my company. So check your local jurisdiction and laws, but if it happens and works in New York, my opinion is it's going to work pretty much anywhere. So once again, gear icon, estimate settings, print options. We want to go in, uncheck the automatic selection, allow my signature proposal, and best practice on the bottom. Remove the automatic subtotal at the bottom so we don't have sticker shock. And in the email, we're including our lead letter, talking about why we're different. We're creating the perception of the value, and we're basing the buying decision on value and overcoming any of those issues. So once they get to the price and sign, we've got a slam dunk, and we can be the highest competitor in the market price-wise because we provided a lot more value. Comments or questions, drop below. Callahan's Corner. You ask the questions, we answer them live right here on Facebook